West End, thank you very much, gentlemen, and welcome to Louisville for the back half of our men's basketball doubleheader. Haven't missed much. A minute in, a possession on each side, and it's Florida State and Louisville. Florida State, they've done the hard part this year. They have salvaged their season. They've won 8 of their last 11. They're 4th in the ACC at 6-3. And you check out the first 5 for Leonard Hamilton, who now faces a question with his team of, all right, can they get to the NCAA tournament? Because right now, Joe Lunardi's got them considered, but not in. And against Louisville at the bottom of the ACC, Randolph Childress, this is a must-win game.
It is, and they have to come out here tonight and take care of business. You dug yourself out of the hole. You brought yourself in contention here. As you see the Louisville starters, they have to come out today. This is a must-win game for these guys if they want to continue playing in March.
Traveling on Trey White for Louisville. All right, so this is what we're talking about with Leonard Hamilton's team. The net in the high 80s, couple of quad 1 wins this year. Today, a quad 3 game. You cannot lose this one.
You're not. Again, we talked about it earlier. When you dug yourself in a hole that way, they're coming out now. They're playing well enough. You got to be confident. But hey, let's give credit to this Louisville team. They're continuing to compete on the defensive end of the floor and trying to find ways to score enough to stay in games. And let's see if they can put 40 minutes together today.
Baba Miller starts the scoring in the first couple of minutes. He's Randolph Childress. I'm Mike Monaco. Glad to have you with us after Pitt took down Notre Dame. You saw the starting lineup for the Cards without a point guard because there's no Sky Clark. Ty-Laur Johnson is back and available after missing Tuesday's game with a sprained ankle, but he's going to come off the bench. And Curtis Williams misses from long range. And now it's a carry on Jalen Warley. So Sky Clark suffered a hip pointer on Tuesday against Clemson. Didn't return to that game. He's a no-go tonight. 3rd leading scorer and starting point guard.
Louisville misses him dearly. And you can see in that first possession there, no one can break the defense down. And you see right away, first chance, Coach Kenny Payne gets, he brings Ty-Laur Johnson in. They don't have a guy that can create and break you down. They settle for a jump shot in that open possession because Florida State's defense, they're not going to let you reverse the basketball. So someone has to put their head down, get in the paint, force rotation. And you can see Johnson trying to do that here.
Underneath, and nearly a block at the rim, but Caleb Glenn followed with Johnson coming in just over 2 minutes in after they started without a point guard. And the 9th different starting lineup for the Cards. And now Baba Miller with the turnover.
Just a start you want to see. Great job by Kenny Payne going right to Johnson early. Identifying offensively, the ball wasn't moving against Florida State's pressure. Johnson comes in, first possession, gets in the lane, creates a basket for his teammates.
We asked Kenny Payne this afternoon, did you think about starting Ty-Laur Johnson? He said, yeah, of course. But he thought they played really well without him in the second half, trying to come back from down 24 against Clemson, that he wanted to give that group a chance. And in particular, Mike James and Trey White, who without a starting point guard, had a lot on their plate. And of course, Trey White was excellent Tuesday.
The difference is it's hard to simulate Florida State's pressure because you can't emulate their size. So when you get your scout team, you don't have a 6'7" point guard on your scout team. So things look totally different. He gets out here, and you can see the adjustment right now with Johnson. Let's see if he can sustain this energy for 40 minutes because he's a blur. He has an extra gear in his speed, and he's the one guy that can continuously break this defense down off the bounce.
Speedy freshman point guard from Brooklyn with an assist and a bucket of his own. Only 2 points in 3+ minutes for the Noles. Jameer Watkins got met at the rim, but Jalen Warley follows for Florida State.
Warley not known for his ability to make jump shots, but he attacks the glass.
Glenn had it roll off. A 6'7" point guard in Jalen Warley. Longest tenured Nole for Leonard Hamilton and his 3rd year from the Philly area. Here he is directing traffic with the starting group for Florida State among the 10 to 12 bodies. We'll see. Glenn fouls Watkins, and they're both slow to get up.
Looks like both guys are okay. Difficult when you get that high in that contact. Watkins got the worst of it. Just a great drive there. I thought it was a clean block initially. There's a lot of contact after the block. Great job by Glenn just sliding over. Just a little late, but when you got that kind of bounce, you can challenge it at the rim.
Freshman who was number 66 in our ESPN 100. He fouled Watkins. The redshirt junior BCU transfer was the leading scorer, rebounder, assist man, steal man for Florida State. The only guy who could say that in the ACC.
It's not many that can say that in the country at this level, to be doing what he's doing for this team. And it's just a matchup nightmare. 6'7" wing, uses his size and overpowers smaller guards and just drives bigger bodies when you try to put a bigger guy on him.
Well, he knocks down both, and it's Florida State by 2, and they extend this trademark pressure. Noles press the 5th most of any team in the country, and they force you into turnovers at one of the highest clips in the league. Johnson got fouled and got it to go. And talk about an instant impact from Ty-Laur Johnson off the bench.
Great job. He's just showing you they can't come in, they can't stay in front of him, and he has an extra gear to him. A lot of quickness there. Uses his shoulder to create space on a bigger Warley. Knocks down a 15-footer and one.
We haven't really seen a lot of Johnson over the last 2 games. Of course, like we said, he was out Tuesday with the sprained ankle against Clemson. Suffered that in shoot-around before the game. But you go back to Saturday against Virginia, and he fouled out in 14 minutes. So if they could get a lot of him, and you said sustaining it, that's going to be key against the Noles defense.
Well, the critical part for Johnson is, can he, like you said, sustain it for 40 minutes? You tend to wear down because when things break down, you can see Louisville is going to give him the ball and say, go make a play.
Primo Spears has checked into the game for Florida State. 23 in the white. And one of their top scorers at a dozen a game, coming off 15 against Carolina. Here's Darren Green, 349 career threes in his career. Miller hoists out of the corner, short. And a couple of cards went up for it and couldn't corral the rebound, so it belongs to Florida State when we come back. Welcome to the game, Ty-Laur Johnson.
It's been a Ty-Laur Johnson show here early.
With everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate. When I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is the premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
At Morgan Stanley, old school hard work meets bold new thinking to help you see untapped possibilities and relentlessly work with you to make them real.
Big day in the ACC, and the top of the conference looks like this. You might have heard Carolina and Duke are playing a game right now in Chapel Hill. Meanwhile, Virginia's hot. They went to Clemson and won today, and now it's 6 in a row for Tony Bennett's team. Then there's Florida State at 6-3, and boy, Randolph, it looks a lot different than it did a little over a month ago.
It has. They've gotten healthy. Primo Spears has joined this team. You see him coming out of the huddle there, and they've turned things around. I mean, and this team started out 6-6 struggling. They got bodies. They got healthy. They've gone 6-2 since then in the ACC play, winning 3 road games, and they're going to need to continue that strong play to get their 4th consecutive road game, and that's difficult to do.
They've won 8 of 11 overall, but have dropped 2 of the last 3 against Clemson and against Carolina. Some chances against some of the heavyweights at the tuck. Primo Spears hiding behind the screen, too strong, and then a foul on the rebounding action.
Great job there. You got to put a body on the Seminoles front line. Those guys are going to come in there flying in, trying to get offensive rebounds, and great job putting your body in front of people, so you forced an offensive foul there.
Ty-Laur Johnson uses that speed to break the pressure. Skipped to Trey White. Coming off a career-high 29, as well as 14 rebounds. Also a career-high in that loss against Clemson at Littlejohn on Tuesday.
He'd like to have that back. It's a really good look there.
Cam Corn gets fouled by Caleb Glenn, and that's 2 on the freshman from Louisville.
If you haven't watched Florida State play, you can expect it's going to be a lot of fouls. They attack the paint so much, drawing fouls and actually committing quite a few themselves, and it tends to favor them because of the rotation, the amount of bodies that they play. They play a 12-man rotation.
Hey, Wednesday night right here on ACC Network, a men's basketball doubleheader. Starts at 7 Eastern with Louisville against Syracuse, and then to Cameron. Kyle Filipowski and number 7 Duke play host to Notre Dame. Duke at last look was trailing at the Smith Center. Getting a very good Armando Bacot tonight for Carolina. Lane violation here. Goes against Florida State before the second free throw from Cam Corn.
Seminoles struggling from the line of the year. Midway through the season, they seemed like they had figured it out, but so far tonight, they've struggled from behind the line, missing their first free throws.
Brandon Huntley-Hatfield with just his 10th career 3 in 3 seasons. Darren Green gets to a spot.
So they came transition offense so fast there. I don't think Louisville offensively wasn't prepared for Huntley to hit that 3.
Watkins picked it from Johnson. Watkins, oh man, nearly ripped down the rim and sent us leaning back in our seats. Whoa.
Great. Louisville doesn't usually shoot the 3 well, and Hatfield can definitely turn and face. You want to get the spacing from your bigs if you can, but my goodness, here after the turnover, Ty-Laur Johnson.
Fortunate, you might say?
Yeah, I think he's.
Jameer Watkins has already had a poster this year. He had the massive dunk on Miami's Norchad Omier. And Watkins told us afterward, yes, the very best dunk of his life.
Yeah, Ty-Laur Johnson there is like, wow. I know he could jump. I wasn't expecting that one.
Watkins been doing that to a lot of people in the ACC, surprising them with his all-around game.
Got to watch the turnover. I think, again, it's hard to simulate the length, and something to monitor here with Johnson. He's going to have to single-handedly handle the pressure. And he's created literally all of their offense, either scoring or assisting on it, and someone's going to have to step up and provide some help with him, either press breaking in the half-court set.
Watkins to the bench for Leonard Hamilton. And Johnson brings it over the timeline, matched up with Josh Nickelberry against this Florida State defense, top 40 in the country. Brandon Huntley-Hatfield on the drive. And then Cam Corn slow to get up.
I think that's the best thing Huntley-Hatfield does. I think catching it on the move. He's so difficult to defend. So if he's knocking down threes, but this is what I think he's really exceptional at, just driving you as a big. Glad to see everyone's okay there.
Brandon Huntley-Hatfield in his second season, of course, at Louisville after starting his career at Tennessee. And it's a Florida State turnover. And Josh Nickelberry and Taylor Bowen exchanging words. That's 5 turnovers for Florida State. Johnson off the bounce against 6'10" Bowen, who secures the rebound. Johnson picks him, lost the shoe, couldn't finish. Huntley-Hatfield the offensive rebound and put back. How about this start for Louisville?
This is the way they need to play. Jump the game up. You know, you just got to play. When you've had the type of season that they've had thus far, you got the home crowd cheering for you. Just lay it all on the line.
Green rises. Can't silence the crowd, but an offensive rebound, and then Nickelberry hits a tough follow-in. Mike James had it in his grasp. And Ty-Laur Johnson needs to go get that shoe. He's been without for like a minute now. Who throws a shoe?
After the steal there. Just keeps playing. He's had himself a heck of a start here tonight.
5 points off the bench. Again, if you're just joining us, maybe you've been flipping around this awesome day of college basketball. No Sky Clark, the starting point guard for Louisville. Here's Mike James coming off a couple of quiet games and a nice spin.
Mike James has been struggling. He's 2 of 20 his last 2 games. And when you're struggling to find your shot, you want to get to the free throw line or the rim, and he does a great job there.
Cam Corrin finishes over the top of Emmanuel Okorafor.
What you're seeing now is just why Louisville has struggled so much is that you do a great job, you're scoring, you're putting pressure on the FSU defense, and then you're giving up just quick, easy baskets in transition.
Okorafor's got a chance at 3.
Johnson again, just getting in the paint, finding teammates there. Johnson's just controlling the tempo and the pace of this game with his penetration. Easy find there, great strong finish, and just flexing on him, letting him know.
What'd Steve Smith say to the Florida State team at shoot-around this morning? He yelled at them, guys, when we've had a week off before, we don't play well. He didn't like something about the energy at that point during shoot-around, and it's carried over a bit. Louisville by 6.
Well, Johnson's a big part of that. The first couple possessions of the game, they did a really good job defending, and it's hard to match up with his speed. He's controlling this game single-handedly.
Nickelberry. Listen to this place.
Louisville hasn't led a lot this year, and
Spears off the bounce, off the takeaway, gets the roll. And Primo Spears with his first points tonight.
Speaking of impact in the team, Primo Spears has added a dimension to this team. He's come in and been a de facto closer for this group, and almost instant offense coming off the bench.
Bouncy guard playing at his 3rd school, went over 1,000 career points earlier this season. Huntley-Hatfield had it roll off and secured by Jalen Warley with the Noles down by 4 in the first 9 minutes. Here's Spears from Duquesne to Georgetown to Florida State. Warley's reverse is good.
There's got to be more resistance on the defensive end from Louisville. It's just too easy for Florida State to get to the paint, get to the rim. It's been something that's been a challenge all year long.
Louisville moves it. James steps into one. Rebound Nickelberry. Noles play at the fastest tempo in the ACC, and they're out and running to tie it at 20 with Jalen Warley.
Another point-blank layup. And we talked about You and I talked about this in shoot-around. That's been the Achilles heel for Louisville on the defensive end of the floor. There's not much rim protection, but they're just getting dribble penetration, just gets to the rim, and when that happens, you just get any shot and every shot you want.
Worst defense in the ACC, according to Ken Pom. Midway through the first half, Jackson wrapped one around for Okorafor, who had it swatted by Jalen Gainey in among a trio of Knowles. Spears has a mismatch, moves it for Nickelberg. Spears pulls up, banks it in, loves that spot, and he puts Florida State in front, and Kenny Payne takes a timeout. 8-0 run capped by Primo Spears.
I don't know if Primo Spears called bank, but I think he'll take it.
Gladly.
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family favorites in the Bojangles app.
Now that tastes like home.
It's bow time.
DirecTV Sports Central brings your game stats and scores together. And now you can get it with or without a satellite. One more reason to finally get rid of cable. But getting rid of the cable guy might not be as easy.
Oh, yeah. Touchback.
Every Sunday.
Ooh, hey, are you gonna make those pigs in a blanket again?
You don't feed these guys, do you?
Mistakes were made, Travis Kelce.
Still the first quarter? Hey, turn up the volume.
Visit DirecTV.com for up to a $200 reward card.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made bad money moves.
So no vacations for you.
Don't make your future you. Hey, you.
Compare and find top financial products today. NerdWallet.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here. For the brand, we hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Florida State at 6-3 in the ACC in Louisville tonight, and now leading by 2 and on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, they're just gotten out. They're starting to attack the rim again and get to the paint, and it's been an Achilles heel all season long for the Cardinals. And you see here just point-blank range, except Primo Spears gets in the act with his patented mid-range jumper there, and just on an 8-0 run. And let's see, I thought it was a great time out there by Coach Payne, and let's see if they change defense, maybe go zone or try something different here, 1-3-1, and shake the rhythm that the Seminoles have found.
A Florida State team that has so much depth, as everyone knows by now. They turn teams over at the second highest rate in the ACC, and then they also lead the ACC in steals per game. So they can get it to snowball in a hurry against opponents.
And against a team that's struggling with bench production. The Cardinals are, now without Sky Clark, even less production from their bench, and someone else has to step up.
Ooh, hard fall, Trey White.
That was a collision there. backdoor cut. Guys didn't see each other.
Second foul on Jalen Warley, joining Cam Corn, who's also got 2 for the Noles.
Yeah.
Clothesline.
Warley was thinking he had to get out to the corner. Didn't know Trey was cutting. And
well, you were talking about depth for Louisville. In addition to Sky Clark, they're also without walk-on guard Percy Miller again. He's still dealing with a hip injury. They expect word soon on what the next steps are for him. Johnson, no. Watkins in transition, sets things up for Florida State. And Darren Green on the drive and a handoff for Baba Miller.
Louisville, fortunate that possession, they never got matched up.
Miller off the bounce. Late shot clock, banging into bodies, and Huntley-Hatfield clears it.
Great defensive possession there. Baba Miller pressing a little bit, turned down the 3, missed a couple early ones, and tried to force a drive there.
A contest at the rim on Huntley-Hatfield. Stays at this end with Louisville.
Jalen Gainey that is what he does. Former Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year. Provides great rim protection when he comes in the game. And as Huntley-Hatfield found out there, nothing will be easy in the paint with 33s out there.
Gainey spent 4 years at Brown. 6th-year senior. Missed the first 3 weeks after last year's torn ACL. James Nelson followed up by Ty-Laur Johnson.
Smallest guy on the court gets the offensive rebound among the trees. He is having himself a first half here.
9 points off the bench. Watkins trying to burrow in on Zan Payne, and the foul is going against Florida State, and Watkins, that's his second.
Just a great drive. One more pass, you're expecting that shot. Good look there, and Ty-Laur Johnson just in the right place at the right time, having penetrated and created this jump shot.
We asked Kenny Payne when he's at his best, what does it look like? He said, first of all, when he's at his best, we are a different team, but it's getting guys easy shots, and it's doing that consistently. He said Ty-Laur Johnson will do it for 3 or 4 minutes, but then he'll come down and he'll think, all right, I got to get mine now. It's maintaining the same approach and mindset throughout.
Well, it's hard because he has so much responsibility on him, you know, particularly in this game against the way the Seminoles play. He is the only guy, I think, that can consistently beat his defender off the dribble. And you can see that this half. He scored and assisted on almost all of Louisville points.
Williams gives it up for James, slashing, and it rolled off. And Mike James will shoot 2 on the other side. 22 all with 8 to go in the first half in Louisville.
I love your nervous smile. I love that you always sing the wrong words. How you see the best in people and knowing what melts you. Honey? Hi.
The irresistibly smooth chocolate of Lindor, made to melt the one you love this Valentine's.
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family favorites in the Bojangles app.
Now that tastes like home.
It's bow time.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Say hello to future you. You made some bad money moves.
So no vacations for you.
Never got a credit card with rewards.
Norway will never see your fjords.
All these places will never go.
Here isn't us in Mexico.
Don't make your future you hate you.
Start making smarter financial decisions today. NerdWallet. Finance smarter.
At Boar's Head, we live for delicious. For excellence that stands apart in every bite. We live for that perfect sizzle. And for perfectly melted cheese that awakens your taste buds and takes you to new heights. For experiences worth sharing and moments worth savoring. Welcome to the gateway to delicious. Welcome to the counterculture. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
You give eye exams.
I give fresh starts, better vision, healthy eyes. Everybody wants that.
Hero Doc saves vision.
Well,
Hero Owl saves money. Get 50% off lenses when you buy designer frames at America's Best.
So how was your day, Liz?
Just a normal day for us.
Pro Plan Sport, strength and stamina for life out here. Available at Tractor Supply.
The epic new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with Galaxy AI is here. Get this epic phone on the epic network your business needs. So switch. Get it with Verizon Business and get the S24 Plus on us.
Well, in the month of February, it's always timely to focus on the late, great Muhammad Ali in this city, where he was born and raised, of course, and then began training as an amateur boxer at age 12. Walk down Muhammad Ali Boulevard today, but nothing can top what Caleb Glenn and Trey White have inked on their arms.
He's the greatest. This generation throws around the GOAT. But Muhammad Ali is the greatest athlete of all time, and I think by a mile, in my opinion at least.
We'll have to ask these two for their opinion on that. Two black head coaches. Yeah. The number keeps going up in the ACC, and that's wonderful to see.
It is. We're up to 9, and Coach Ham's been around and seen so much change, and he's always great to talk to and learn. So much history there with him. And
he was telling those stories today of his time, of course, on staff at Kentucky. And he said whenever he would come to Louisville, he would never go out. He would just go to the gym and stay in his room because of how fierce the rivalry was, even though he was really good friends with Wade Houston.
Well, these rivalry games, as we talk about all the time, I mean, they're real.
Josh Nickelberry, where he started his career here at Louisville for a couple of seasons before he went to LaSalle for 2 years, and now in his first season at Florida State. Huntley-Hatfield, the finish from Johnson. Leonard Hamilton wants a timeout. Johnson is clicking. So is Huntley-Hatfield. We're right back in 30.
When you have a history of greatness, you keep dreaming and go beyond what's possible. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Huntley-Hatfield's got 9 points. So too does Ty-Laur Johnson, and those two connected right here.
This is a great job sealing there. Catches Green on the high side, seals him. And Ty-Laur Johnson just controlling his game. I mean, he's either creating or scoring everything for the Cardinals.
This is how much Kenny Payne's team has led, trailed, and been tied this season. They've led for 6 minutes of this first half today, and they're up by 4. Darren Green turns the corner, gets to the mid-range again. His second bucket from a similar spot.
And that's what Coach Payne talked about there today in the warm-ups. At some point when they're in their drop coverage, they're going to have to switch. Huntley-Hatfield's going to have to stop the ball and contain and contest that shot. The guard's going to have to switch on the big.
Johnson beats Spears and finishes off the glass, and he's got 11 in the first half off the bench.
They can't contain his speed. It's just a nightmare off the bounce right now, and getting to his spots. He's a righty, but he loves to drive left, and they can't stay in front of him. His speed is the deciding factor in his game right now.
Confidence caked all over his face right now. And then he strips Deontay Green. It's last touch by Brandon Huntley-Hatfield.
The ball is giving him energy here. He's driving, shoots the floater there. Difficult shot. Falling out of bounds, but when you got it going, you got it going. And Johnson is playing as well as he can right now.
Baba Miller just shoved Zan Payne as those two matched up ahead of the inbounds pass.
I think Zane's in there is playing a little physical. Now they're going to take a look at the play.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Bert Smith and Nathan Farrell came together, and they are going to look at this. Baba Miller giving a little shove. Stan Jones, longtime excellent assistant coach at Florida State, does not look pleased with that from Baba Miller.
He's telling Baba, you know you can't do that. They saw him extend his arm from their bench, and Miller's a little frustrated.
He's got 6 inches on a walk-on.
Yeah, he's starting. He's a little frustrated with his start on the offensive end of the floor, and Zane Payne is giving him the business right there, talking trash to him a little bit, and I don't think he liked it.
If you're just joining us, maybe you were watching Carolina take down Duke 93-84. We do welcome you to Louisville in the KFC Yum Center, and it's a Cards 4-point lead with 6:28 to go in the first half. We'll have a look at what the officials are reviewing. Middle left of your screen, 11 in white Miller against Zan Payne.
He didn't hit him when he lifted his arm initially, but then when he pushes him.
Well, they might think that he got him with the arm on the initial. You didn't think so?
Well, judging by Zane's reaction, he doesn't look like he got hit there. He stays in his stance. He didn't do anything wrong. He got to a legal position. He stands there, so.
But his head popped back.
Well, I think he was trying to sell that. I think he knows his role. You come on the court now, throw your body around. He got 5 fouls to give. You see Coach Manning coaching him up there, letting him know. That Milt Wagner letting him know he's got to be physical. And that's, Baba Miller's got to get used to that. That's what you expect to happen. And that's his only advantage. He's giving up 5 to 6 inches. I didn't think he did anything wrong. I thought he got into a legal guarding position. And
Jeff Pond's going to come over and we'll hear what he has to say. Jeff Pond came over and said it's a dead ball contact technical foul. So it's 2 free throws and possession. Letter of the law on that is the ball is dead and it's contact that's unnecessary, unacceptable, or excessive, though it doesn't rise to the level of a flagrant 2 contact tech. We asked, was it for the arm going up at first or the shove, and like you thought, it was for the shove, not that initial.
Yeah, that's the push. That's the shove there. You can't do it. And I think with him throwing the arm and then not hit him and then intentionally push him afterwards is Baba Miller. You just can't make that mistake. I mean,
are you okay with that call? Did it feel a little light to you?
No, I think it's fine. I think 2 shots on the ball is fine.
You're okay with it. It was in your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's
that egregious.
Because if you don't, then it'll get out of control. And I think it's a good way of, here earlier in the game to say, hey guys, we're not having any of that. Just play basketball. And I just don't understand what warranted Baba Miller to push him in the first place.
Well, you and Stan Jones are thinking alike. Mike James, a very good free throw shooter at 82%, just split. So it's Louisville block 5, plus they get the ball here. So in the first half in which the Cards have led by as many as 6, they've got a chance to add on against one of the top teams in the ACC in Florida State, 4th overall in the league at 6-3.
And a similar lineup that's on the floor now is not very big. And I say that to say they got 2 6'5" guards on the floor, but with Primo Spears there, they mix up their rotation.
James underneath on the catch, swatted by Miller from the backside, and it's Florida State basketball.
That's what you do if you're Baba Miller. You're frustrated. Get back in the game. Rotate. Teammates loses his man. You come over and block a shot, knock it off the offensive guy. Get a possession back for your team.
Now he comes up to get it. Has Matched up with Payne. Post entry for Gainey, who gets fouled underneath by Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. It's his first.
Yeah, Huntley-Hatfield got buried deep there and let Gainey catch it too deep in the post. Had nothing he could do but foul there.
Gainey to the line 56% for his career. Hey, our next All Access, the ACC Life, very special one, and it premieres Monday night. ACC student athletes and administrators from all 15 ACC institutions went to Washington, D.C. in July last year on the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. Talent Cup hosts it. It's at 7 Eastern right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. 4-point game inside of 6 to go in this first half. Florida State against Louisville. 1-9 in the ACC and 6-15 overall. Fouls on the floor against Primo Spears, his first.
Hatfield's doing a great job of, when he gets the switch, he's sealing those guards. If they are on the top, he's sealing them, throw it for the lob. If they stay below him, he's burying them deep. And let's see if the Seminoles make any adjustments on that ball screen.
You've seen a lot of Florida State over the last few weeks. You always talk about you have to punish switches against them because they are going to switch, obviously, as everyone knows, 1 through 5.
Well, you have to do it when they have the smaller lineup in. Right now, with Primo Spears in the game and some of the smaller guards, it's easier to switch. When Warley comes in, he's 6'7", so it's not as the foul trouble that they have now has forced him to be with the smaller lineup.
Miller cuts, navigates, and an offensive foul. It's called on Jalen Gainey.
Yeah, they've got really good minutes out of Zane Payne. He's come in there and thrown his body around, and it's not about scoring. It's just about he's bringing a level of physicality and effort.
Sixth-year senior walk-on and the son of the head coach, of course. He spent the first 4 years of his playing career at Kentucky. Johnson, driving dish. Williams can't knock it down. Miller rescues it off Payne. And it's Noles basketball down 4.
It's a great look there. Great penetration and skip. That shot will be there against Florida State. Get deep, force rotation. Sprays it to the corner 3, and second open 3 off penetration from Johnson. They missed. They need to knock those down if they want to pull off the upset.
And you said Florida State's got to find someone that can stay in front of Ty-Laur Johnson. Who do you think is the best perimeter defender to do that for Florida State?
Well, Warley can do it with his size. As you can see here, this is what you're giving up easy baskets. Louisville has controlled this game throughout this first half, and they've given up continuously. They've given up point-blank layups like that. And they're just making it easy. They're being challenged to score.
Oh, Johnson threads a gorgeous pass to Huntley-Hatfield. There was no opening.
Johnson's having himself a game. He's single-handedly controlling this game. He's got the Cardinals on his back on the offensive end of the floor.
Errant lob from Spears to Miller. Johnson's feeling confident. At the controls for the Cards. Off the bounce. Blocked by Miller. And then he rips it away from Gainey. Johnson held it. And he will pull it back out. Sees the opening now. Underneath on Miller. Huntley-Hatfield the cut. Too strong.
I'm out of breath watching Johnson on that possession.
Can he sustain this all night?
When you want to win, you're going to try it, and he's doing all he can right now.
He's got Louisville up 4, inside of 4 to go in the first half. Gainey comes up to get it. Got a post up for Baba Miller. He's wanted to do more of this, but he got stripped by Huntley-Hatfield. Another turnover. Williams sidesteps Nickelberry and finishes.
Great penetration there, getting to the rim. Sees Josh Nickelberry there, ready to take the charge. Jump stop, plays off 2.
Louisville fans been begging for this kind of effort all year. Spears hits 1.
He's the guy. He is the guy for the...
Williams hit ahead, bump and finish.
Louisville giving a symbol to some of their own medicine. You don't get back on defense. Look at this pass here. Oh, Huntley having himself a go. Got a ball game here in the Yum Center.
At Boar's Head, we live for delicious, for excellence that stands apart in every bite. We live for that perfect sizzle, and for perfectly melted cheese that awakens your taste buds and takes you to new heights. For experiences worth sharing and moments worth savoring. Welcome to the gateway to delicious. Welcome to the counterculture. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long. Or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Ooh, number 7 Future Renew Day Cream. Reverses damage. What, like from sleeping in my makeup? Flawless. Emotional damage? No. Skin only.
Reverse visible skin damage with new Future Renew Day Cream. With a world-first peptide technology no other skincare product has.
Who's got damage besides all of us?
Don't regret, just reverse.
The most passion, the most intensity. This is the way basketball's supposed to be.
Louisville leads by 5 on Florida State with 3 minutes to go in this first half. At the end of shoot-around today, Kenny Payne said to his team, one of the first things he said, they can't afford to lose to you. That was the start of his message to his group. He knew the significance on the Florida State side. His group has come out here in this first half, and the Cards have looked really good. You said they've controlled this game in a game that's all important for the Noles.
I think he basically was telling these guys all the pressure's on them. We know the season hasn't gone the way we wanted it to go so far, but the pressure's on Florida State. They have to come in if they want to make a tournament run to get back in this. We just need to come out, try to put it together a consistent 40 minutes, and they've done that so far the first half. And let's see if they can sustain this. They've played well for 27 minutes so far. They've controlled this entire first half, and they've defended well. They've been the better team of controlling the paint. You know, that's usually what Florida State does to their other teams. So let's see if they can continue this momentum and close out the first half.
In a week in which Louisville last Saturday against Virginia, remember, trailed back 28 at halftime. Biggest halftime deficit for Louisville since the 1930s. Tuesday against Clemson, trailed by as many as 24. And they're up by a half dozen against one of the top teams in the conference this year. Miller is fighting hard for positioning and draws a foul on Trey White. His first.
They're trying to post Baba Miller up, and he's trying to use his strength against those guys. He just needs to turn his face and elevate over top of them. You know, you're giving up. They're giving you 6 or 7 inches. Just turn, catch, and face.
Baseline out of bounds, and Spears had to get that into Miller. It's Spears, Nickelberry, Green, and Miller, the 5 for Leonard Hamilton. More fighting on the block. And Deontay Green commits a foul on Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. Well, you said earlier, Florida State plays in games with a lot of fouls.
They're going to foul. They're going to rotate those bodies in. So you still owe me dinner after that. You know that, right? You
so let's hash this out. Okay. Average time of game for Florida State, what do you think it is? Average time of game this season. 2:15. Good guess. 2 hours and 13 minutes. They have only played 2 games under 2 hours this season. Longest game of the year, any guesses?
Ooh. 2:20s?
How about 2 hours and 34 minutes?
Wow.
Regulation, no overtime.
Wow.
Against Winthrop. Strap in, folks.
Yeah.
Randolph's earning his money time.
Yeah. Get your coffee and sit up with us tonight. We're going to have a good one.
Biggest lead for Louisville. It's at 8. Nickelberry can shoot it. Can't hit.
He's got some good looks tonight. And
Huntley-Hatfield, the finish and the foul. He's fired up.
As good as Ty-Laur Johnson has been on the outside and driving in the paint, Huntley-Hatfield has been a force inside, and he's punishing that switch. Green drives in front, he walks him up the lane. They stay behind, he buries him inside. They're going to have to try to change their defense and keep a bigger body on it.
Lead is 11, and Huntley-Hatfield's got 16. 2 minutes from halftime. Coming up on the Auto Owners Insurance halftime report. Carolina takes round 1 against Duke in that top 10 tussle. And then Miami down to the wire in Coral Gables against Virginia Tech. Spears, no. Rebound, White. Everything coming up Louisville here down the stretch, headed to halftime. James hits the gas, got fouled, and maybe a goaltend as well, as he flipped it up after the foul.
Credit to Louisville here. They're just completely controlling this game. Florida State doesn't match up. They don't get back and match up. And when they're in this smaller lineup, now they're trying to designate assignments. When they're in their original lineup with their starters, they're just pick a man. And right now they're trying to match up because they're so small, and the foul trouble that they have in the first half, they're not setting their defense, and it's giving them trouble. They're on their heels, and credit to Louisville.
It's Baba Miller's second. He is the 5th Florida State player with 2 fouls a pop. So tense moments for Steve Smith and Leonard Hamilton, because it's Miller, Warley, who re-enters this game with 2, Watkins, Corin, and Gainey, all with a couple of fouls each.
And those guys are played. They like your closers as well. So the reserve guys outside of Green here are getting extended minutes. And Warley has to be careful. He has 2. But they're lacking defense right now. I think Coach Ham obviously is willing to put Warley back in this game.
10-0 run for Louisville. Here is Warley, shadowed by Johnson. Aaron Green comes up to get it. Around the screen. Late shot clock, and Warley will initiate. Off the crossover. Warley scoops and finishes.
Great job there by Warley. Calling the ball screen up. Calling for it before Green could even come up. He just crosses it over, gets down the paint, finishes. And his impact, you hear him. Coach Ham loves his big point guards. He loves Trent Forrest, he talks about it, and he loves his defensive-oriented point guards, and Warley sure is that. He knows how to play and knows how to impact the game.
68% free throw shooter. 10-point game.
He usually has more of a hitch on his shot. That one, that was just nice and easy, and see if he can avoid picking up a foul here.
He's chasing Trey White. Season high first half point total of 43 from Louisville as we hit the final minute. Williams. Previous first half season high was the opener of the season. 40 in the first half against the Retrievers of UMBC. Tom House, known for his shooting, is into the game. Offensive rebound, Warley, and how about the impact he's made since coming in with his 2 fouls?
He goes to the offensive glass. What he lacks as a perimeter shooter, he makes up for it with his defensive ability, his ability to switch. He anchors his defense. Doesn't get enough credit for how important he is to this team, and he's showing you why here.
2 on Nickelberry, so 6 different Florida State Seminoles with 2 fouls a pop. How about this first half for Kenny Payne? I mean, you asked him today at shoot-around, what's been the difference first half to second half this year? And this is not fitting with the script we've seen.
No, his team has come out and played a great first half. And he answered it. He said, you know what, you look at those numbers and you think they've just been totally wiped out in the first half. And he's like, no, it's just been a segment of a TV timeout, a 3-minute segment here or 2 minutes here. And the Cardinals have been in complete control this entire first half.
Louisville hasn't led at the half of any of its first 10 ACC games. Last time they had a halftime lead, you got to go back to December 17th against Pepperdine. Johnson good on both.
We talk about Florida State creating turnovers. It's Louisville defense that has turned the Seminoles over 10 times here in the first half. Big reason why they've been in control of this game.
2 seconds differentiating the game clock and the shot clock. Ty-Laur Johnson's got 13 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Huntley-Hatfield's got 16 points. Warley picked by Johnson. Fitting. Johnson. Huntley-Hatfield. Him. Nickelback. As good if it wins.
This game has been dominated by the smallest player on the court. Ty-Laur Johnson has been the best player. Big reason why Louisville's up 12 here. Another 20 minutes and take this victory home.
Got to go back to the Clemson win last year for Louisville to find their last halftime lead in a conference game. Darren Green gets a pick to start, and he lays it in. So already down to 10.
Yeah, you don't want to have the pick sixes. Those did a great job in the first half of being able to set your defense, making the Florida State team play against your set defense at times. And when you settle down and stop giving up point-blank layups, you did a really good job forcing turnovers.
This guy, Ty-Laur Johnson, was the star alongside Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, who gets fouled on the drive. Huntley-Hatfield had 18 in the first half. His career high is 22. Foul there's on Jalen Warley, and that's 3 on him, and that's huge because he was probably Florida State's best player in the first half.
It was, and his defensive mentality, if you want to get back in this game, you can see they've turned it up here to start the second half, and Warley's a big part of that, and you need him out there because he's a matchup nightmare. He provides the best opportunity to switch 5, which is what the Seminoles like to do. And when they go to their smaller lineups, this guy at the free throw line, Huntley-Hatfield, has had his way against the smaller guards and didn't want to see Warley pick up that third foul so quickly here in the second half.
Averages 11 and 8, and he's got 20. Jameer Watkins, he was quiet, only played 7 minutes and had 4 points in the first half. One of those 6 guys with 2. Huntley-Hatfield got the tip on Baba Miller. Oh, what a pass. Glenn from Johnson.
Wow. Ty-Laur Johnson again just controlling this game and creating for himself or his teammates. Glenn running the lane, catches it in stride and hammers it home.
Corin follows up Watkins. I mean, these passes that Ty-Laur Johnson's made, the one that he bounced seemingly between legs in the first half, and then that one length of the court to Glenn. Traveling call on Johnson.
I mean, look at this pass here. In stride. Glenn slams it home, but look at the vision in the pass. He is dominating this game.
The crowd here really did not like that whistle and traveling call and turnover on Ty-Laur Johnson. There's Warley with the defense sagging off him. He attacks, and he's going to the free throw line.
And that's what he does. When you sag off of him, you're daring him to shoot. He's comfortable enough now and knows his role within his offense, and he's going to continue to try to get to the front of that rim and force contact there, and he drew the foul. Really quick release now. He's not hitching. Warley's known for having a hitch. It's something he may have worked on here, and ball's coming out of his hand just as smooth and flowing.
Put a lot of time in on his shot over the last few years. He knocks down both, and it's a 10-point game. First couple of minutes out of halftime.
Start of this game is big for Louisville because you don't want to, with the Florida State lineup out there now, they're in foul trouble, and if they can continue to apply pressure and draw fouls, they'll force Coach Ham to go to his bench earlier than he wants to. And that's on Baba Miller, and that's his third.
And they gave it
change it to Watkins now, yeah.
But it's his third, too.
But now he picks his third.
Well, in addition to all the foul trouble, we've not seen Chandler Jackson play in this game. Sophomore guard from Memphis who averages 14 minutes per game. We were told before the game that that might be the case. There was not certainty in the messaging on that. But we were told it might be because of a coach's decision, and that clearly appears to be the case. So even more shorthanded, factoring that to go along with the foul trouble.
Because he's a scoring guard as well, and he's been in the system a year.
Corn finishes.
And what do you say about it? I mean, you don't know what he did. Too late to speculate on it. And what you don't want to do is be in Coach's Ham doghouse with the way he rotates his guys.
Trey White blocked by Miller. Chandler Jackson did go through shoot-around fully and did warm up before this game started tonight. Watkins is bumped, and it's a foul on Ty-Laur Johnson, his second. Now, the lead was a dozen for Kenny Payne at halftime. Largest halftime lead for Louisville against an ACC opponent since 23 months ago. Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament. 32 games ago against ACC foes. That's how good the first half was tonight for the Cardinals.
And it's the way they're doing it. They haven't done it by just making threes or doing something that's just been so out of character. I think the surprising thing is that they're beating Florida State at their own game. Just controlling the paint off the dribble. Huntley-Hatfield has just been, sealing inside and punishing the switches. It's just been dominating. They've been dominating the paint.
Cam Corn, the sophomore from Texas. Hey, Thursday, it's a full slate, starting with ACC PM at 4. Then it's a doubleheader of women's basketball, including the featured matchup at 8 o'clock. Number 17, Virginia Tech against number 5, NC State. And all of that followed by nothing but net right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. All right, down to an 8-point game, and Florida State extends the pressure on Louisville. How did Johnson and Huntley-Hatfield hold up as well? Huntley-Hatfield did not come off the court in the first half, and Johnson played all but 2:14 that he sat out to begin the game. It's a missed three from James.
You also want to see James and White try to get themselves going offensively.
Kick for Watkins. Short. Johnson the rebound. Yeah, you think about playing without your third leading scorer in Sky Clark. And White, your second leading scorer, didn't score in the first half. Williams a little bit out of control, and then it's a push on Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, and he picks up his second foul.
Huntley-Hatfield, you can tell they're intentionally trying to be physical, but Baba Miller there, he commented to him as he went back down the floor. He don't mind that foul. He's playing with a level of physicality. He's leaving it all on the court tonight, and he single-handedly controlled the paint of this game for the bigs for the Louisville.
Louisville's +8 in paint points. Warley, nice to the basket. How about this game from Jalen Warley?
Great attack there. He drove right down, and I think Hatfield was a little hesitant because he had just picked up the previous possession, picked up a foul, and tried to time it on the glass, and again, Warley 6'7", and with his wingspan, gets to the glass quicker.
He's got 15, his most points since November. Corrin cleans up the Johnson miss, and the Noles run. Only down 6. Off to the wing, and Miller had it poked away, and it does stay with Florida State when we come back. Deficit got large at times for Florida State. As big as 14, but Warley's bringing it back.
Yeah, he turns the corner here, beats Hatfield to the glass, and he's battling back and helped this Seminole team cut it to 6.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes, I still got it. I told you she'd pick me first.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
The competition's never been better.
Have you never let a woman do that?
The stars have never been brighter.
Caitlin Clark, 3,000 career points.
Come on, Cameron Brink.
Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty.
Amor magic.
Something brewing tonight. There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Agassi, Graf, McEnroe, Sharapova.
Pickleball Slam 2.
Even more legendary.
4 world #1s. Last year's Slam champion.
I'm gonna make John relive his defeat to me again.
And a legend who wants only one thing.
Revenge.
We are going to destroy you.
It's on.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN, Sunday at 8:30.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this, watch this.
Watch me. Do this.
The 2024 Pro Bowl games continue. Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best in the skill show. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Sunday at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
Great pass, even better finish.
So dynamic off the dribble.
On the spin.
Notre Dame at #7 Duke, Wednesday on ACCN.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Foul trouble for Florida State, so Jalen Warley, despite some of that himself, he has really stepped up with 15 points.
He just came out asserting himself early here. He got the early layup, and that's his game. Driving to the rim, you don't stop him. He's looking to create for his teammates, but he's been frustrated with the early foul trouble, not playing as much as he usually has. Always has an impact on the defensive end of the floor, but he's carrying his Seminoles here on the offensive end.
His second biggest scoring game of the season, and he's done it just in 13 minutes. Off the baseline, out of bounds, hands off to Jameer Watkins, who's got this down to 4 for Florida State.
It's a great play, coming baseline out of bounds, coming out of the timeout, and that's the dangerous thing with Warley is his size. He's able to challenge your bigs, and they've given him the assignment on Ty-Laur Johnson there. He's completely face guarding him. He's not even looking at the basketball.
And Johnson still finds a way to get it. And with Florida State switching, of course. Now it's Warley back on to Johnson. Oh, what a pass to Huntley-Hatfield. This is a show.
He's been the best player on the floor tonight. It's been fun to watch, not even close. He has completely just got to his spots. His vision has been as good as you can find. Just seeing the play before it happens.
White picks it off. Huntley-Hatfield. A hammer. Good response from Louisville after the 8-0 run from Florida State. And a career-high 24 for Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. Watkins to the basket, and it popped out. He's had a litany of near dunks this season. Johnson behind the back, step back. Did he? Did he? Did he?
Putting on a show. He's getting a standing ovation right now. And deservingly so, and they're doing it on the defensive end of the floor.
Again, on Watkins this time. Give it a 4. Johnson just whipping it around. White got stripped. Knowles down 10 on the run. Watkins for Green. Corner 3. No. Remember, this is a game that started with Kenny Payne electing not to have a starting point guard in the lineup.
Yeah, but he got Ty-Laur Johnson in quickly. Williams missed the first 2 threes from the corner. That time he's knocked it down. And Coach Ham's got to take one. Just a great job here. Takes the hand off. Look at the bounce pass behind and back. Hatfield just hammers it home.
With instant alerts on apartments.com, you'll never miss out on finding your perfect place.
We have a huge announcement.
We are...
Yes!
Pregnant. Cheers.
Yep. Good job, everybody.
Apartments.com.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you raise your bar, keep dreaming, and go beyond the limits of what you ever thought possible. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
The most passion, the most intensity. This is the way basketball's supposed to be.
Taking the tours, I'm wrecking the land. I keep it hardcore because it's dope, man.
What better way to get the juices flowing and to get your adrenaline going? That's it, Jerome!
I keep it hardcore like you never saw your wanna be. You wanna be.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes. What a catch!
Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching.
Ooh. Oh, I'm watching.
You might be
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me do this.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this.
Watch me do this.
The 2024 Pro Bowl games continue. Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best in the skill show. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Sunday at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Ty-Laur Johnson having a day. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. Couple of steals. He's got a block as well for a guy who had never scored more than 14 points here in his freshman season and had never had more than 6 assists in a game either.
With Sky Clark out of the game, he had no choice but to play. From the moment he stepped on the floor, he had to come out, and he shouldn't. He's been the best player on the floor. And from the very first possession, Louisville's scoreless, and he touches the ball, goes down the lane, creates for his teammates. And you won't find any pass any better than this one here. I mean, just fakes the dribble, handoff, turns the corner, throws the wraparound, behind the back pass. And Huntley-Hatfield knows what to do with it, and he's just dominated, controlled the pace of this game. The pressure of Florida State doesn't bother him. His speed is negated Florida State's pressure. He's making the right reads. He's taking care of the basketball. And the most impressive thing is he's been able to sustain this pace for 27 minutes so far. Let's see if he can close out the next 13 with this type of energy that he's given.
Florida State's down by 13. So what do you do if you're Florida State defensively to stop him?
The one they got to start. You may have to cushion him and make him a jump shooter, but you got to figure out him, and then you got to also figure out right now, Hatfield's out of the game. So you got to start taking advantage of that now, because you hadn't had an answer for him either.
Warley with the shot clock winding down with the left hand.
Getting him the ball might help too, because he is answering the bell himself, getting to the paint whenever he had will.
Turnover on the inbounds, and it's a held ball, and the arrow points it back to Florida State.
Yeah, these are turnovers you got to eliminate now. Seminoles extending their pressure and trying to take the ball out of Johnson's hand, and someone else is going to have to step up and be a ball handler here. I thought Florida State would try to do it earlier than this, and as you can see quickly, Hatfield comes in. When he's playing the way he's playing, you give him a quick TV timeout break, and that's it. Get back out there.
Spears off the bounce. Draws the contact from Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. That's his third.
Now he's got to be careful here. You pick up a fourth, he's going to have to take him out. And he allows you the ability to switch, playing them at the 4 or the 5. And right now they got a bigger lineup in, and he's playing the 4.
Spears misses on the first.
With the lead, Kenny Payne's taking no chances, giving him a quick rest here, and see how long he stays on the bench. It's a noticeable difference when he's not out there. Puts more responsibility on Johnson.
Spears missed both. Talked about the Florida State free throw shooting. Johnson walks with it.
That's the turnover there. Johnson you want to try to eliminate there. I thought he did a good job at getting to a spot, trying to play off 2 feet. Just couldn't get his footing up under him.
Watkins drives on James. Kicks for Warley. Spins on Williams off the glass. Jalen Warley with 19 points, matching his outing against Colorado earlier this year.
Now, one pivotal thing out there now is Jalen Gainey's on the floor now, and he provides rim protection. I thought Hunfield would be more of a difficult matchup for him, and he's out right now.
And they're not trying to switch 1 through 5 with him if they can avoid it. Johnson missed the jump shot, but Okorafor ran it down.
Well, as good as Gainey is defensively, I don't think he wants to be in front of Johnson.
No, who does? James attacks. And through the contact. Ty-Laur Johnson and Brandon Huntley-Hatfield living their best lives. The lead is 9 for the Cards at home.
Agassi, Kraft, McEnroe, Sharapova.
Pickleball Slam 2.
Even more legendary. We are going to destroy you.
It's on.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN Sunday at 8:30.
True story. A trifecta of rivalry games can heat up the winter blues.
This is going to be a fight all night long.
First, number 4 Houston faces number 8 Kansas.
There's nowhere better than Allen Fieldhouse, nowhere.
Then it's round one of Duke, Carolina.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
And number 5 Tennessee takes on number 10 Kentucky.
Boy, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will.
Experience the blockbuster triple header today on ESPN.
The most passion, the most intensity. This is the way basketball's supposed to be.
Taking the tours, I'm wrecking the land. I keep it hardcore cause it's dope, man.
What better way to get the juices flowing and to get your adrenaline going? That's it, Jerome!
I keep it hardcore like you never saw your wannabe. You wannabe.
The competition's never been better.
I would never let a woman do that.
The stars have never been brighter.
Hayden Tour, 3,000 career points!
Come on, Cameron Brink!
Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty.
Amor magic.
Some brewing tonight.
There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes. What a catch!
Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching.
Oh, I'm watching.
You might be
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me do this.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Florida State, though they are 6-3 in the ACC, 4th in the standings, and behind only Carolina, Duke, and Virginia, not currently in the field in Joe Lunardi's latest projections. He says they're considered. He's got them around the late 80s for his spots as well. And this is a quad 3 game for Florida State. So really, you don't want to lose this one against a team with a net in the 200s. And this would be the halfway point for Florida State in conference play as we check out what remains for them and the opportunities still out there.
It would be a brutal loss, but we talk about it all the time. Winning on the road is hard.
Yeah.
And this team came in today, and I think what makes this one so alarming is that we've heard their coaching staff talk about them and their effort, their level of intensity, and just their attention to detail in today's shoot-around. And we heard Steve Smith say, you guys aren't paying attention, and when you come off a week off, you guys are notorious for doing this, and they're playing dearly for it. But credit to Louisville. Louisville came out, and they've handed them this game from the start. And more importantly, when Ty-Laur Johnson was inserted in the lineup, this team just took off, and they fed off his energy, and he and Hatfield have done their part to help Louisville get their second ACC win of the year.
Green short. Okorafor the rebound. And Williams will slow things down. Yeah, Leonard Hamilton even said it to us. He said, we know Louisville's going to be able to sustain it for 40 minutes against somebody. Just don't want it to be us.
That's what he said. And the crowd has turned up. They've supported them and done their part. The guys have continued to defend and compete at a high level. And I think what's so impressive about this game so far is that they're beating Florida State in the way that Florida State usually beats teams.
Miller finishes. Darren Green had poked it away at the other end. And now Florida State's got it down to 8.
Someone else has got to
nearly stripped it again.
Yeah, someone else has got to step up. And this is where you worry about Ty-Laur Johnson maybe wearing down a little bit as Huntley-Hatfield comes back in the game. And Coach Payne has seen enough of him. He only has 3 fouls. He's got to get him back out on the floor. He's been the second most impactful player out there.
Darren Green commits a foul. So 5 team fouls on both sides with still 10:29 to go here in the second half.
You don't mind the pressure if you're Florida State, but you just don't want to commit silly fouls and put them in a bonus unnecessarily. Just extend the pressure. There's plenty of time. You're only down 8. It's over 10 minutes to go here. And
Williams navigates and scoops it home. Curtis Williams, the freshman from Detroit, known for his shooting from the outside.
Florida State didn't match up there, and Williams made him pay.
Spears in and out. Williams accelerates. Pulls up. The follow from Caleb Glenn. Warley answers right back.
The pace of this game right now, both teams are extending their pressure, and it's just a race now.
Warley trying to shut off Ty-Laur Johnson still, so it's Mike James controlling. Johnson with it. Huntley-Hatfield got his own miss. Sticks it back.
He's just overpowered Baba Miller inside. Another assist there by Johnson.
Glenn picks up another foul, and that's his 4th.
Someone better box this young man out. He times this perfectly, comes off over everybody, dunking on his own teammates. Glenn, a local kid from Louisville, stayed here, committed to Louisville, and he is showing the fans they have a lot to look forward to in the future. And that's just 7 of 7 in dunks, and that's typically what Florida State does to their teammates. It's just surprising to see, and with the length that Florida State has. They've given up so many, they've blown so many rotations on the defensive end of the floor, and they paid for it.
Warley and Miller to the bench for Leonard Hamilton. Warley sits with 21 points in 19 minutes. And Baba Miller's got as many points as he has turnovers, 4 each. Watkins good on both. Guy who lives at the free throw line.
I can't imagine Warley being on the sideline long. He's been best player for the Seminoles tonight, and they're trying to run and jump here and create turnovers.
Good cut by James, who got fouled by Cam Corin. 3 on Corin. So 4 different Florida State Seminoles with 3 fouls a pop.
Yeah, Mike James is not shooting it well from the floor, but he's one of the best in the ACC of getting to the foul line, and does a great job there drawing contact.
Hey, tonight 10 Eastern, the Nothing But Net crew breaks down the day in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every game right here on ACCN. So Miami wins. Virginia a 1-point win at Clemson. NC State at home by 6. Pitt by 10 against Notre Dame. And Wake just blasted Syracuse and Winston-Salem.
Yeah, the Deeks boat race the orange there, and 29-point win. Home team taking care of business. And how about Virginia going into Clemson and getting one? That was a big game there, and surprise to none, Tony Bennett has figured it out. Cavaliers are back. And Watkins is finally getting himself going here, and as he drives against James there again, we've talked about it. He just overpowers wings. Had foul trouble early, just never quite got into it in the first half. And no time is better than now for him to get going and try to pull the Seminoles back in this game.
Top 4 in the ACC in free throw attempts, and he stamps a 3-point play to get Leonard Hamilton's team back down to single digits, trailing by 9. 8:50 to go in a quad 3 game for Florida State.
Now, if you're Louisville, you can't get tentative now. You got to do what got you here and continue to attack the paint. Florida State's gone to their zone now. They're changing things up.
Williams, he's a shooter. Huntley-Hatfield on another stick back. Just dominating underneath.
Hardest thing to do against the zone is rebound, and that's why a lot of coaches don't like to play it. And when you're patting yourself for a man-to-man defense and not accustomed to blocking out.
Williams had it roll off his fingertips. And it goes back to Florida State.
Florida State's lucky there. Williams did a great job pushing the pace, creating the turnover, and just couldn't finish it right away.
Florida State's got to buckle down here. 8 minutes to go, down 11. Watkins, mid-range, no.
They're not running much offense. They're just trying to speed you up on the defensive end of the floor.
Corin with a goaltending, Ty-Laur Johnson. All Louisville right now. Leads at 13. Cards up on the Knolls.
Introducing Verizon's new Business Unlimited 5G plans. Built to give you even more value. Now including more premium hotspot data, call filter plus, and travel pass. Now get more of what matters to your business with Verizon.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you. Not one based on whatever this person is doing. Get a rate based on you with DriveWise and the Allstate app.
Hey, CoverGirls. Plant Power? It's a game changer. Introducing the ultimate plant-powered mascara, Cleantopia. 300% extreme lush volume. Now in dramatic ultramarine black. Cleantopia Mascara, Ultramarine Black. From CoverGirl.
Agassi, Kraft, McEnroe, Sharapova.
Pickleball Slam 2.
Even more legendary. We are going to destroy you.
It's on.
Pickleball Slam 2, live on ESPN Sunday at 8:30.
True story. A trifecta of rivalry games can heat up the winter blues.
This is going to be a fight all night long.
First, number 4 Houston faces number 8 Kansas.
There's nowhere better than Allen Fieldhouse, nowhere.
Then it's round 1 of Duke, Carolina.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
And number 5 Tennessee takes on number 10 Kentucky.
Boy, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will.
Experience a blockbuster triple header today on ESPN.
Great pass, even better finish.
So dynamic off the dribble.
On the spin.
Notre Dame at number 7 Duke, Wednesday on ACCN.
The competition's never been better.
I would never let a woman do that.
The stars have never been brighter.
Caitlin Torres, 3,000 career points.
Come on, Cameron Brink.
Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty.
Amor magic. Some brewing tonight.
There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC. The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Check in Louisville at the KFC Young Center. Vibes are pretty good for the Cardinals right now. Up by 13. We got the guitar rocket here. Everything has come up Louisville. And Ty-Laur Johnson, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. Last Louisville player to put up a stat line like that. Those numbers are better in one game. You got to go back to 2004. Francisco Garcia, 20 years ago, had 17, 7 rebounds, and 15 assists against Murray State. That is the company that Ty-Laur Johnson keeps tonight.
It's the perfect storm for him too. With Sky Clark not being eligible, not being able to play, and he gets thrown in the lineup, and he's just playing against a team that pressures so much, and they just don't have an answer for him. With his speed, he's been a matchup problem all night.
Clark out with a hip injury, a hip pointer, suffered Tuesday against Clemson. So he's been out. And Kenny Payne didn't start with a starting point guard in his lineup. He left it to 6'5" Mike James and 6'7" Trey White. But just over 2 minutes into the game, he inserted Johnson, and everything's changed. 5 to shoot for Florida State, down 13. Darren Green.
Got to get to him. That time Louisville was late on the switch. When Green's involved in any type of dribble handoffs, you've got to switch up.
Williams blocked by Warley. Jalen Warley's doing yeoman's work right now.
He is.
He's face guarding Ty-Laur Johnson, then switched, blocked the shot. Oh, and he leads him with 21 points as well.
He's doing it all, and he's got a quick blow. Just a minute ago now, he's back out there, and where would Florida State be without him?
Pick and pop. Watkins hesitated and missed it. Offensive rebound, Corin. Darren Green wanted another. Run down by White.
They got to get stops. I mean, Florida State.
Williams hits.
Credit to Louisville as Williams knocks down his second three from that same spot, and they're not matching up with the size that they have. Just get a guy, and they're trying to get Warley on Johnson. But at this point in the game, you just got to match up and guard.
Corin the offensive rebound. And then tipped, but wave it off. It's basket interference on Florida State.
Yeah, it's definitely still in the cylinder there.
The upward extension of that ring.
It's almost a travel there. Mike James wasn't expecting the ball back.
James had that blocked, but a foul is called.
Mike just cut the angle off. You usually don't make a living driving the ball to the rim in your first side against this Seminole defense, but there hasn't been a lot of resistance here tonight. Teams were always reluctant. You would tell your team to drive and kick out. And credit to Louisville, they've done a great job. I think Mike James here is asking for an and one, and it wasn't a goaltender. I think they got it on the way up. And he'll still get his 2 shots here, but they have really controlled this game from the opening tip.
Again, if you're just joining us, it's a Louisville team that is 1-9 in the ACC and on a 6-game losing streak. Has lost 11 of its last 13. And in its last 2 games before tonight, had trailed by 28 at halftime against Virginia last weekend. And Tuesday trailed against Clemson by as many as 24. Well, tonight, the lead as large as it's been at 15. It's a foul on Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, and that's significant because it's his 4th with 6:02 to go.
Let's see if they take him out or they leave him in, and because we're minutes away from Louisville taking this game in. If they can just hold off in the next couple of minutes. No, they're going to take him out. Just play it safe. But I like the lineup. Now they're playing with a smaller lineup, more guards, so they should be able to handle the full court pressure here and get into their offense.
Cam Corin is good on the first. 77% free throw shooter in his 2-year career. Florida State as a team only 69% at the free throw line this year. 4th worst in the ACC. Corin splits, but an offensive rebound for Baba Miller, and then he turns it over. Curtis Williams will slow things down.
Great job. Great decision there by Williams. Freshman's drove it, taking it to the rim a couple times tonight. That time pulled it out, and
Glenn had it poked away by Watkins. Green was trying to handle it. Corin got a seal, and the foul is on the floor. It's on Mike James, and that's his 4th as well. So now you got James, Glenn, and Huntley-Hatfield all with 4, and James is pleading his case to stay in the game.
I think they're going to leave him in. his ability just to attack the rim and draw fouls. You need his ball handling against his pressure.
Corn good on the first. Mike James, the heart and soul guy of this team, as a redshirt sophomore. Part of the foul trouble for Kenny Payne's group.
When you're 1-9 in conference play, you're doing your part, you've given the effort, you're 5 minutes away from a major upset.
James was hounded.
Just got to continue to be strong with the ball, and now you get it in Johnson's hand and go space the floor and allow him room to drop.
Johnson off the hezzy. Follow away. Good.
Can't guard him.
Why not?
They can't guard him. Had stopped him all night. Kenny Payne just says clear out and let him go. And he delivers again.
Warley shut off. Green. Sniper. Down to a dozen with 5 minutes to go.
This is the advantage of having the 5 guards out here on the floor now. You got multiple handlers.
Kenny Payne takes a timeout. 2 left. 4:43 to go. Back in 30 seconds to the young.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you. Not Paul. You don't want to ride with Paul. Get a rate based on you with DriveWise and the Allstate app.
It's been almost a calendar year since the last ACC home win for Louisville. And everyone in this league knows how significant a loss it was for Clemson. Louisville right now leads Florida State, according to Joe Lunardi on the outside looking in, by a dozen in this one.
When you don't come ready to play, this is what happened. And credit to Louisville. We talked about it. You know, as much as we talked about Florida State and how important it was for them to come out ready to play, they did not do so. And Louisville took advantage of it. And you saw Sky Clark was out. But if you just take away the records and watch this game, Louisville has been the better team tonight.
Hit pointer for Sky Clark. Opportunity for Ty-Laur Johnson. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. He hasn't come off the floor since he checked into the game 2 minutes and 14 seconds in. Had it tipped away by Darren Green. It still belongs to the Cards with 5 to shoot.
You got time to run. You got plenty of time here. Whoever gets it, just space the floor. You give them time. You got enough room, time on the clock to get to the rim. So
Trey White will put it in. He's out there with Curtis Williams, Mike James, Caleb Glenn, and Ty-Laur Johnson. White gets it in. Here's Williams. Stripped by Darren Green. Ahead for Warley. Core in the lob. Down to 10.
This is the way Florida State traditionally likes to play. Create turnovers. Get out in the break, score in transition. They just hadn't been able to get stops.
James got bumped on the floor. 4th foul on Baba Miller.
It's a great find there by Warley. And Cam Corn beats everyone down the floor and catches the lob and finishes. Try to get a chance to set the full court defense. But again, it doesn't matter. With this lineup is on the floor now. It's 5 guards. They're beating the press, full court pressure easily. Piling up the fouls.
4 minutes to go. Warley to the basket. He gets fouled, and Caleb Glenn is fouled out of this game. Freshman forward, who's been starting in the front court, is done. Picked up his 4th a little while ago. And quickly thereafter, his 5th.
Now, when you're a young team like this, too, this Louisville team is trying to figure out. They hadn't been in this situation a bunch. They're trying to figure out how to close this game out. And fortunately for them, even though Glenn is fouling out, Huntley-Hatfield is coming in, and he's had a monster game himself with 28 points. And so there's no reason to be concerned if you're Louisville. You needed to get him back in the game anyway. And you just don't want to stop the clock right now with the fouls.
Jalen Warley's 4 of 4 at the line. So Glenn Dunn, Huntley-Hatfield with 4, James with 4, and Jalen Warley having a night.
Here's the pressure coming.
He's matched a career high with 23 points and has trimmed it to 8. And here is the pressure indeed.
And they let Ty-Laur Johnson go up the floor. They're trying to get it to him in the half court. And it's a battle here with Warley getting the foul, trying to deny him.
Warley grabbed him and he picks up his 4th. 3:53 to go. Louisville by 8 on Florida State.
We want a trimmed tree and an unfractured coccyx. Sadly, we can't have it all, except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips.
You found the right model.
For sure.
Now, how can you be sure you're getting the right deal?
I have to talk to my bestie. Hey, girl. This one's like your last boyfriend. It's got issues.
Let's ask the experts. For the right used car, just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this, watch this.
Watch me. Do this. The 2024 Pro Bowl games continue. Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best in the skill show. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Sunday at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
Just want Aleve. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve.
At Land's End Business, we have your uniform brand promotion and gifting needs covered in one easy online store. All backed by legendary award-winning Land's End service. We'll take care of your logo as if it were our own. It's not just what we do, it's who we are.
Add NBA League Pass now for the mid-season price of $49.99 and watch live out-of-market games. Plus, watch up to 4 games at once with Multiview. YouTube TV. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
All eyes in the ACC are right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the most surprising score of the day. Louisville at 1-9 in the ACC leads Florida State, who's 6-3 in the league, by 8 with 3:53 to go. A couple of timeouts left on both sides. We've had tons of fouls all night, and the arrow points to Louisville. He's Randolph Childers. I'm Mike Monaco. First question, how has Louisville done it? The folks are just tuning in right now.
They've just controlled the paint the way Florida State does. They've even outscored them by bench points, but they've dominated the paint, something that Florida State usually does to its ACC opponents. They've been unable to do it against Louisville. They can't contain Johnson's penetration, and that was what struggled with Louisville has struggled at all year long, is guarding the basketball. And they have just reversed everything, and quite honestly, they've been the best team today, and I don't think it's been close.
Next question. If Florida State's going to come back, down 8 right now, been down by as many as 15 in this second half, how do they have to do it?
One, you got to keep Johnson out of the paint, and I don't know how they do it because he's done a great job of taking care of the basketball. He's scored so much and he's put so much pressure there, and you still got Mike James who's been able to drive it and finish it on the court. They hadn't had an answer for Hatfield. It's just been a really impressive performance with this team, and they've finally been able to put together close to 40 minutes if they can just close out this last 3 minutes and 53 seconds. And it isn't as much sometimes as what Florida State didn't do, is what Louisville did. And when you counted them out, you didn't show up and put your best foot forward, you're paying for it.
Primo Spears travels. 17 turnovers on Florida State, and that's been a huge part of the problem as well.
Yeah, you're giving up 84 points to a team that's averaging 71 and still have 3:45 to play, and you turned it over. You had 11 in the first half. That was the recipe that got Louisville confident in the beginning of the game.
Brandon Huntley-Hatfield gets trapped by Korn along the sideline, and then Mike James dribbles it off his foot. And Louisville gives it back to Florida State with still 3:35 to go. All right, for the Noles, if you're just joining us, Jalen Warley's been the star. 23 points, matching a career high on a day where everyone else has been dealing with foul trouble or ineffectiveness. Now Warley turns it over, and it's back-to-back Florida State giveaways out of the timeout.
Just guys trying to make plays, doing a little bit too much, and
season high 18 turnovers for the Noles. Ty-Laur Johnson has starred 21, 5, and 11. First Louisville player in the last 25 years with 20 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds or more in a game. Here's James backing down on Spears. Warley reaches in and has fouled out of this game. With 3:02 to go, Jalen Warley is done for Florida State.
And you got to know when Mike James went in to attack the basket there, he's looking for contact, trying to draw a foul, and Warley's been the best player for the Seminoles tonight. And if you wanted to get back into this game, you definitely didn't want to lose him. He's your best perimeter defender, and then tonight he's been your best offensive player.
Only guy on the roster and in the rotation for Leonard Hamilton who's been with him for 3 years now, and in maybe his best career game, fouls out with his team down double figures with 3 minutes left, staring down a difficult loss.
For the resume of Florida State, this is a really bad loss. You were climbing your way out of the hole. You dug yourself in with the 6-6 start, and you don't come ready to play. Winning on the road is hard, and when you don't come ready to play,
Well, Watkins muscles it in. He's got a chance at a three-point play, still with 2:54 to go.
Got to get stops. You put great job there to not only score, but get the clock to stop, so it gives you a chance to set your defense. Got to create turnovers here.
Jameer Watkins is 7 for 7 at the free throw line. He is second in the ACC this year in free throw attempts, only behind Syracuse's Judah Mintz. And he cannot stamp it. Spears, the finish and the foul. This is what Florida State has done this year. Offensive rebounds on missed free throws, and it just adds possessions.
But when you're losing games, no communication there. White and Huntley-Hatfield collide with each other, and it's a big play here.
You get 5 points out of this trip down the floor.
Without the clock running is the key to that. And now you got to get the ball across half court against this pressure.
Blocking foul on Darren Green.
I thought Green did a really good job of trying to stay on Williams' right hand. And sometimes the officials call a foul, they think you're down and you're trying to foul. And I thought Green did a really good job of trying to stay on the right hand and not force Williams to go left. Credit Williams for forcing contact, making the ref blow the whistle.
Curtis Williams only 7 for 12 at the free throw line entering tonight. He's good on the first.
Yes. He went for that fake in the middle and jumped inside, and definitely contact there.
Williams makes both. He's got 15.
It's a big possession there. Give up 5 quick points. Needed to get a bucket.
Now Watkins drives on White. Watkins had it pop out. White clears it and finds Johnson. He's got to get it over half court, and he does to Huntley-Hatfield.
Get it back out and find Johnson. Johnson or James?
Johnson comes to get it. Freshman point guard's been spectacular, and he got fouled. And who's it on? They get it on Baba Miller, and now he's fouled out as well with 2:17 left.
And Baba Miller struggled tonight. I thought they were really physical with him in the game. Never got it going on the offensive end of the floor and had some challenges on the defensive end as well. Credit to Louisville as well. They attacked him quite a bit and won most of those matchups.
Miller out, and they're going to bring in Tom House. He's only played 2 minutes tonight and hasn't scored in exactly a month.
He's in there now just to hopefully he's their best catch and shoot guy outside of Green, and hoping to catch lightning in the bottom and knock down a 3 or 2.
Meanwhile, Kenny Payne trying to grab his second ACC win of the season. Johnson's been steering the ship for him. And now Johnson picks up a foul.
That's a freshman mistake there. Last thing you want to do is stop the clock.
And 2:15 for Primo Spears to go to the line. 79% free throw shooter this year, and just 1 of 3 though tonight. Third, by the way, on Johnson. Spears makes the first. Still got 2:15 left in this ball game.
Still time. You got to be ready to rebound if he misses this and set your press offense.
Makes both. 9-point Louisville lead. They set up the press offense with Mike James to key it in. Williams escapes to James, and a block on Tom House.
It's the right call. House didn't give him a chance to turn around. He just was crowded. James on the catch, and blocking call was the right call.
So Mike James goes to the line. Redshirt sophomore from Orlando, about whom Kenny Payne always raves. Loves his spirit. Loves coaching him.
What did we say the record was for Florida State game?
For length of game for them this year? 2 hours and a mere 34 minutes against Winthrop right around Christmas.
Okay. Think we got a shot?
We're at 2 hours and 17 minutes with 2:10 to go.
Okay.
Definitely a shot. Did you see the Butler game last night? The last minute of that game took like 24 real-time minutes.
No, don't do that.
No, I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying that's what happened. James backs it down, so he splits. 10-point Cards cushion. Spears, House, Green, Watkins, and Corin, the 5 for Leonard Hamilton. Spears rejected the screen. Here's House. In and out, and he got fouled. Hadn't even attempted a shot in a month. And Tom House nearly stuck it. And now he goes to the line for 3.
when you're learning how to win, these are the mistakes that you make. We saw Johnson at the length of the court make a foul, and Williams there doesn't allow House to land and fouls a three-point shooter, which is a Cardinal sin. You don't want to do that at all, and you definitely don't want to do it when you're trying to close out a game.
And how about Tom House now? He's only attempted 3 free throws, including that one all year. Had been 1 for 2, and he's missed the first 2 of these 3. And Florida State as a team has missed 11 free throws tonight. 20 for 31, 64%. Makes 1 of 3.
If you're Louisville, you need to get the ball in the hands of Johnson or James. And wow.
It's a strip. Green lays it in. It's down to 7. Still a $1:53 to go.
Johnson's got to come back and get this ball.
Instead, it's White for now. Takes it over midcourt. Sails it to Johnson right over here. So 2 costly Louisville giveaways barely up toward half court.
Johnson's got to get his hands on this basketball. Green just takes it out of the hands of William, and then William doesn't take it out. He's not supposed to take it out, and he kind of overreacts there and creates another turnover.
Got smacked on the screen. Spears fouled Green. Who thought about it? House moves it. Spears with it. He rises. Can't hit. Don't need to foul yet. James.
Find Johnson and get the ball in his hands. That's the guy. Let him take you home. He brought you here. Let him take you home.
He got bumped. Count it. Sure looked like that was on the floor, but they say count the bucket and a chance at 3 for Ty-Laur Johnson.
He was starting his move. He's been the guy at the start of the game. Let him take you home. He's earned the right. All this pressure's going on. No one has stayed in front of him all night long. He takes the contact there. I think there's no doubt it's an and 1.
Agree to disagree.
All right, well, hey. He's getting his league on, man. He's getting ready.
He sure is. Playing that way tonight. First 25 and 10 game in Louisville program history.
Wow.
For Ty-Laur Johnson.
He's been that good. He has been the best player on the floor tonight.
From the jump, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists for the freshman from Brooklyn, who didn't even play on Tuesday because of a sprained ankle he suffered in shoot-around. Didn't start this game, even with Sky Clark out with a hip pointer. Louisville went sans point guard, but then 2:14 into the game, Kenny Payne had seen it up. He inserted Ty-Laur Johnson into the game, and he has not left the floor since.
Brooklyn, stand up, baby. Brooklyn, stand up.
We go hard.
Ty-Laur Johnson has been dominant since he's entered this game, and just getting wherever he wanted to get in the floor. His speed is, they had no answer for it. He's got to his spots, just dominated the paint. And you look at where he's getting these shots from. I mean, he's all in the rim, at the paint. Just controlled the game with his vision. Just a flat-out dominant performance.
He has helped Louisville put up 90-plus, 94 points so far in an ACC game for the first time since 4 years ago against Syracuse, when Louisville was ranked 14th in the country at that time. A lot different here tonight, but they've been explosive. They lead Florida State by 10 with a $1:10 to go here at the Yum. Tom House in and out again, scoring the offensive rebound. And put back. 8-point game, minute to go, and Leonard Hamilton will take a timeout. One of his 2 remaining.
Gives Louisville a chance to set up their press offense again. I think they have to find a way to get Johnson the ball. If not, you got to allow him and Mike James to take you home. Spread the floor, give him room. Florida State, you got to try to create another turnover here. And
as they trail by 8, and they face an all-important final 60 seconds. Lenardi right now says they would not be in the tournament field. Now, they've had 2 different seasons, essentially. Remember, they were 6-6. They had lost to Lipscomb at home, a game they trailed by 21 at the Tuck. Very different group since then. Entering tonight have won 8 of their last 11. But it's a quad 3 game tonight because of the way this season's gone for Louisville. So even if to the eye test right now Florida State looks like an NCAA tournament team, Lenardi says they're outside looking in.
Well, this loss will be devastating to the title hopes. I mean, they were starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. They were crawling their way out of that early hold. And though it's a different team now, the committee's not going to look at it and be dismissive toward their November and December season. And still more work to do going forward. As you see there, they have 4 more quad 1 opportunities remaining on their schedule, but they've missed a big opportunity tonight. But credit to Louisville. They've been a better team all night long. Let's see within the last minutes they can close it out. But
Kenny Payne talked to his team at the end of shoot-around today, and he said Florida State can't afford to lose to you. That was his message to his own team.
He did. And
trouble on the inbounds here, and it'll stay with Louisville. 2nd and a half came off.
And I take that as his team came out relaxed. This team came out today, and I think the only thing if Kenny Payne could have done differently was he probably would have started Johnson. You know, we made the assumption that he would start, and we were kind of shocked against this pressure that he did.
Well, let's have a look here as the officials go to the monitor and review the inbounds. The call on the court was that it's still Louisville ball. And it does appear to be off Jameer Watkins.
Yeah, but the last time you and I said that, we were wrong. Yeah. So I'm going to wait and see. I do think it's...
You've really let that one go, huh?
Yeah.
The old Boston College Notre Dame game.
It might have been 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but still.
We are very,
should I say
very likely to believe that this one still belongs to Louisville.
I'm going to jump out on a limb here and say I think it's Louisville's ball.
Okay, it is.
I'm going to be confirmed.
that.
They confirm that? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Randolph Childress. Some of your finest work. 94-86. Kenny Payne's Cards up on the Noles. And they do add 0.8 of a second back to the clock as well. Free throws the rest of the way. It's been that way since it seems like on a Wednesday of this game.
Well, that's the way Florida State plays. And we joke about it, but you're going to have to shoot free throws and play a lengthy game against those guys. And now they got 8 seconds to get the ball across half court.
Huntley-Hatfield gets fouled. It's on Taylor Bowen, the freshman. So it puts Huntley-Hatfield at the line for 2 free throws. This season, 66%. Tonight, 5 of 6. And a night in which he has scored 28 points, a career high.
Let's be honest. I mean, we're talking about Ty-Laur Johnson, how dominant he's been. Huntley-Hatfield has been equally as impressive.
Why did it work so well for him? You said he dominated inside against Florida State when Florida State is the tallest team in the country.
Because when they switch, he was punishing the guard. They typically, their base defense, they're switching 1 through 5. He did a great job early as Ty-Laur Johnson was attacking the bigs on the perimeter. On the inside, he was punishing the guards on the switches. If they fronted him, he walked them up the lane. They threw it over the top for an easy basket. If they stayed behind, he just turned over him and shot it. Two-headed
he split at the line, and Spears scores. And 50.9 seconds still to go. Florida State has it down to 7. Johnson gets tapped and fouled. So Johnson will go to the line where he's 8 of 8 tonight and 83% this season.
I think if you just get Johnson the ball, and provided he just doesn't start missing free throws, they just can't guard him. It's just quickness has been a major factor. His speed and overall speed is just something they couldn't do. Now he's got to knock free throws down, but
we've had 70 combined free throw attempts in this game. We've had 52 combined fouls as Johnson splits with 46.5 still to go, and Louisville's lead at 8. Here's Spears around the corner screen to the basket and a foul. And Huntley-Hatfield is fouled out.
Wow.
And you said it a few minutes ago. Louisville is trying to learn how to finish and win games, and that's showing.
When you're losing, you find ways to lose, and you're seeing why this Louisville team is 6-15 and 1-5 in the ACC play. As you can read Kenny Payne's lips there, he's telling them, why would you do that? At that point, just concede the layup. And instead, you give him a chance at an and one here, and you just can absolutely not do that. Stay in front of the basketball, which you did earlier. And as a big guy, you don't want to get a hand ticky-tack foul like that anyway, reaching in. But when you struggle, they're riding the emotions, feeding off this crowd here, and it's all part of learning how to win. It's frustrating when you're in it and you're trying to figure it out. And people forget how young this Louisville team really is.
Spears, good to make it a three-point play. Now Florida State's only down by 5.
This is
trailed by as many as 15.
This is the biggest possession of this game right here.
These free Williams gets fouled.
You got to get something out. His Williams has to stop the bleeding here and knock these free throws down.
Before tonight, Curtis Williams, the freshman from Detroit, was 7 of 12 on free throws. Tonight he's 3 for 3, part of 15 points for the former top 100 recruit. He has matched a season high with 16. Cam Corrin re-enters.
Take this one, guys.
Now, if you're Louisville, you got to get your matchups. You got to make sure you give up nothing easy. And if you're Florida State, look for Primo to get this outlet pass and get some type of ball screen from Cam Corrin here.
Spears, Hezzy, missed it. Secured by James. A trap. James lost it, but a foul is called. Fourth on Jameer Watkins with 25.7 remaining. And Louisville starting to sniff the finish line.
Yeah, they're close now, and that empty possession there may have done it for the Seminoles here. As Louisville has a chance to increase the lead to 9 here with a pair of free throws from coming up from Mike James.
Good. How do you think this feels for Kenny Payne? For all that he's been through in just 2 seasons. To have his team come out and put together a complete effort. Got to feel pretty good tonight.
Well, it is. It just shows you what your guys are capable of doing. And when you did it against a very good Florida State team.
Watkins draws a foul. 19.3 still to go.
Now that puts Zane Payne in a difficult position here to be on the bench for as long as he's been on the bench and come in there in that situation. And
Watkins. This is the first. How about this for Florida State's defense? Last time Florida State allowed 95+ to a team that had as bad a record as Louisville, a winning percentage under 300. You got to go back to 2002. I mean, it's just unheard of for their defense to give up this much to a team that has been this poor all season. Watkins splits. 7-point game, 19.3 to go. Turnover. House can't finish. Bowen left it short. Chances galore for Florida State, but they could not capitalize with Louisville leaving that door ajar for them.
That possession is indicative of this game. Louisville turns it over and trying to keep Florida State in it, and Florida State doesn't want it. They just missed the layup after layup after layup, and then finally Louisville's like, all right, you don't want it, I'll take it back.
Back porch doors open. Walk right in. They're not doing it.
$100 points.
For a team that last weekend in the first half against Virginia scored 13.
Yeah.
Remember that? Very different tune for the Cards tonight.
This team has scored over 30 points over its average. And they're going to get a standing ovation here in the Yum Center. And deservingly so. They've been a better team tonight.
Let's say this too. For these players and this fan base,
everybody,
they've gone through a lot this season and the last 2 years.
They have.
Kenny Payne has as well. And it's not going to rewrite history. It might not rewrite the future either. But tonight, for this fan base, for this team and this coaching staff, you feel good on a human level.
Stay in the moment, baby. Enjoy it. It's a good win. You played your tails off. Get to go and celebrate this weekend, and all you've done is just raise the bar to show how you want to finish the season. And also remind everyone that Louisville loves playing teams from the state of Florida, don't they?
They took down Miami on the road and now trying to beat Florida State. Again, if you're just flipping around, closing down for the night, you missed this gem from Ty-Laur Johnson. 27 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. And how's this for his company in the ACC? Guys with 25, 5, and 10 in the league the last 25 years. There's only 3 other guys. Listen to these names. Ty Appleby of Wake Forest last year. Dennis Smith Jr., of course, of NC State. And Grievous Vasquez in the Maryland days did it 3 times.
Wow. It's great company to be in there. They go to the 1-3-1 here.
Down 9, Watkins. Off target. Batted around and secured by who else? Ty-Laur Johnson. He was magical. And Louisville wins for the 2nd time in the ACC. Hangs 101 on the Seminoles.
Wow.